All right, we are just about set to go. The senior prologue. You want to find yourself your favourite vantage point and get ready, Brett, because this is going to be sensational.
Number 1, 2024 Penrite Hattah champion, and my pick, Callum Norton. Here we go. If you're joining us, you have come at a perfect time. Kicking it off, Callum Norton, let's get into it. Here he goes, the big dog. Number 1 on the plate, sweeping wide, up the hill he goes. Fans, get into it. This is your current reigning champion. He wants to defend it. He didn't have what he wanted at Fink this year. Got an illness, kind of took him out. Cow ripping. Look at the dust flying, Johnny. Oh. That was sick. Just a big power slide. They've groomed a couple of bits of the track, obviously. And it's looking good out there right now.
Yeah, looks like they've had the flat bar out there, just sorting that out.
Number 3, Jack Simpson taking off.
Yep.
I believe he's on the Black Betty again this year. Yeah, looking mean.
Out there on the 500 Husqvarna for winners racing. Getting great support from that team. Daniel Milner, he's off. He's shooting, I think, for win number 4 this year. Brett, if he can get there, what an achievement that would be. So we got Cal on track.
Number 5, Milner. I really should be backing Milner. I got to pick the old dogs. I should be supporting the old boys. But Callum, a great kid, but Daniel Milner coming back from Europe, getting into it last year. He's got a good gate position for qualifying now. He has to qualify well to get in a good position for tomorrow. Number 6 on the bike. Here we go, Samuel Pretcher, getting his start underway.
Yeah, Samuel Pretcher just back over from the United States as well. He's going to be representing, I think, Australia in the ISDE in Italy coming up. This guy's an absolute gun, has won the juniors many times here. So he's your 6th man out. Number 7 looks like it's going to be Corey Hammond, the Fink King himself, coming out to try and tame Hattah this time around. If you're looking for a top 5, he looked pretty determined last night when I was chatting with him.
Got the big seat on, he's ready to go. If it gets rough, he'll be fine. Nice and plush on the suspension there. I was watching that bike work just nicely as he was coming into those corners. Taking off in the 8 spot. Number 9, that's Triggy, Nathan Trigg. He loves it out here. We know he loves the Hattah. He lives for this stuff. I know he wants to do well this year and get back into the mix. So let's see what Triggy's got here.
Well, it's always pretty challenging for these guys, isn't it, Brett? Just coming out pretty well, Cole. They've just got to come out and attack right from the very outset. Riley McGilvray, he's out there, the number 9 man out, and he is really gassing it up here. Jacob Sweet is out and joining him on the number 12. So get on your horns, give them a wave as they come around. Remember, this is the prologue. This is important. It's going to set us up for our top 10 shootout, which is going to come up straight after this. And it's also going to basically determine the starting order for tomorrow's big one.
So really important, really what they're shooting for is just a good top 10 time. And just I'm already looking at the stuff that they flat barred. It's going to get better and better too as that line forms up again. I think, you know, the early runs here, they kind of didn't have anything to bank off of, so maybe you lost a tiny bit of time there. I don't think the lead riders will worry about that too much, but it is going to make a little difference. So they get that top 10 time in, and then they'll do another shootout lap.
Oh, Hunter Simmons there on the number 15. He was absolutely roosting up a storm a few moments ago. He'll be keen to put in a good one. Will Dennett, likewise on the Shop Yamaha off-road racing entry.
Got
he will be going hard.
Got the fluoro helmet and boots looking good. Number 17 just taken off. Jai Dixon looking to put in a good time here. Once again, all these guys are going to be shooting for that top 10 spot.
Well, we see the, is that the 28 just coming around there? One of the beta mounted pilots.
Yep.
We don't see too many of them in the motocross ranks, but I know in the off-road ranks, Matty, there's quite a few of them kicking about, that's for sure.
There's definitely a lot more now. As we're looking at Pilgrim coming through on the KTM, 18 on the bike, up on the pegs, drifting it, 2-wheel slide on the gas. I loved it. I was up there last year, John, up at that section. It's so cool watching the riders take off. Absolutely wedged. Actually, none more wedged than Todd Waters last year. Had that thing valve bouncing crazy. But it was pretty impressive to watch. Just all the riders going through. Big roost. It's pretty cool. Campbell Hall getting his start. Out he goes on track now, number 20. Looking to put in a good lap. Looking like he's got the GoPro on the front of the bike. He's going to go back and watch some footage after this, see what lines he could have or should have took. but he's looking fast already.
Yeah, I reckon he was on the podium recently at the Fink Desert race as well. I think he put it up there on the box, spot number 2. So he'll be hoping for a good run. Liam Mason, he's also out there. The number 21, there he is on screen. He's just disappeared past that tree. And our next runner, Jack Bithell, on the 23, is out there with his attempt to set quick time in this prologue. So he's working the gas there. You see him there with the camo riding gear. Next rider out, Luke Chellis, aboard that number 28 entry. Make sure you wave them on. We want to really just try and inspire these guys. If they can see you supporting them, it just spurs them on. They'll push that a little bit harder. They know there's a lot on the line here. It's going to be interesting shortly. I think this is like a 7K loop for the prologue for our seniors. And it looks as though they've already started coming through. So at the moment, Dan Milner, 4 minutes, 41.3.
Milner on top.
Cal Norton, a 4:41.8, half a second slower.
0.5.
Oh, Corey McMahon. He's leapt up. The DM31 KTM pilots leapt up to third, pushing Gus Reardon down to fourth, and Jack Simpson in at number 5 at the moment.
0.5 of a second off. Milner on top. The old dog's got it still. That's awesome. That's unreal.
Oh, he's fired up. You're right. It's a bit of a 2-year plan, as you mentioned earlier.
Yep.
Wanted to set himself up for this year, and he's been in really good form, ripping Nick in the Australian Off-Road Championship, and this just sets him up for a perfect tilt at the top 10.
It almost guarantees him a top 10 position to get that last sprint lap in, which I think he's going to do well.
Yeah, definitely. So we're waiting now as we see Corey Hammond comes through in 7th position, some 9.2 seconds in arrears of Milner's 4 minutes 41.3. That is the mark that they're all striving to beat. Could anybody else do it here? There's still plenty of very talented riders inside the top 20 in this prologue.
Still a lot of talent to come. And a lot of guys that are really good competitive, like the position Milner was in last year when he wasn't inside the top 40. He had to take off side by side with someone else and then pass people as he's on his prologue lap. So this top 40 is really important to be into as we see 37.
Will Price.
So Will Price is out there on his hot lap to see what he can do.
Riley Moritz on the 38 should be next out there. Have a look at this drone. It's almost, you think this is just about GoPro vision. The drone clearly flying pretty low here, Matty.
Yeah.
And look at the back end. They're trying to harness the horsepower of these big 450s or 500s out there. Takes a lot of shifting of the body weight, doesn't it? They're coming out cold. What have they been doing back there? Would they have been doing, some squats, some star jumps? Would they have been on maybe just spinning the legs a little bit? What would they have been doing to try and warm up for this?
Well, I guarantee you Daniel Milner was warming up. He needs to get that back warmed up, because if you don't get warmed up in the pits, like star jumps or even just running for 15 minutes or just doing some cycling or something, you can't go out there and just like a light switch flick on and off. You got to warm yourself up, got to get your mind in the game. And clearly the top 10 right now, especially Daniel, he's experienced in that. He knows how to control himself, he knows how to get himself ready, and that's exactly what he's done here. Set the tone straight off, start out on top, and he'll go back now, review some stuff, think about the bike, think about how he can maybe even improve a little bit more and come out again.
Wow, he's seeing quite a differential now as we get down a little further in the order, but it's still Daniel Milner, the DM31 Fearless Team Leader, 4 minutes 41.30. For all you KTM supporters out there, you'll be absolutely loving it. Cal Norton sitting in second place with that 441.8, only half a second back. And then it was Gus Reardon, he's still in at number 3, followed by Jonty Reinders. Sammy Pritchira back there in 6, Jack Simpson now in 7, Jacob Sweet up to 8th position. Jai Dixon is 9th, and Corey Hammond, he's just sitting on that bump spot at the moment in 10th. He'd be a little bit nervy, I reckon.
Sitting on the bubble, it is not the best position you want to be in. You would like to have a little bit of a cushion, but hey, you're in the top 10 right now. Can anyone knock him out? That's the question. We've got to wait to see what happens here. What's kind of a gap? He's got 3 seconds, and he's only got 9 points. So he's got 0.2 of a second in between 9th and 10th right now. So it's going to be tight. It's going to be tight to see if he can hang into that top 10.
Yeah, we go a little bit further, and at the moment, Riley McGilvray's down in 11th position. He was some 3.5 seconds slower than Hammond, who was 10th. Will Dennett in 12th position. Jaden Pilgrim slots into 13. Jack Bithell in at 14. Nathan Trigg is 15th. Liam Mason is 16th. Hunter Simmons is 17th. Campbell Hall 18th. Ty Keane is 19th. But I wonder how someone like Levi Rogers is going to go. Seemed like a bit of a wild card entry. Will be coming out fairly late in the order. Brett, what are you thinking for Levi? Because he really has been in sizzling form as a privateer in Oz Pro MX this year. There's really only been him and one other privateer in Watson, I think it is, that have shown up some of the factory riders. Could he do something similar here?
I think so. I mean, he's obviously got the enjoyment and the passion to do this event, and man, this event could go either way, John. I mean, you could really, today being a prologue, you've got to be fast, you've got to have quickness, and then tomorrow you've got to have endurance, and it's a whole different game. But we really could see something. He comes out and changes it up. But I was just watching Taj Morris go through, one of my supported riders there, pop the wicked wheel stand all the way up the hill. That was cool to see. So good on you, Taj, for getting out there and getting amongst it in the women's class here, and cool to see her getting a good start off.
Yeah, it certainly is. So we see more riders heading out now. We're still waiting on Max Rickus, Jacob Sinclair, Josh Harris, William Price, Riley Moritz, Max Midwinter, another gasser from the Casterton area. I watched Max at the Rope Sandmasters last year, and he led the final until he had a huge high side coming past the finish, got back aboard the bike and still, I think, rode it back onto the podium, got it back up to about third after that monumental crash. So he'll certainly be giving it everything he's got here. Yeah,
he's obviously got the strength to get back up and go again. So he's probably built for this kind of event where, if you go down, you got to get up and go again. With Lee coming across, looks like the guys are completely blown off the track, pushing it. That's going into the finish line, John.
Yeah, it is.
That's going into the finish line. So unless they're coming in at a different, track there. Sorry, I was maybe my mistake. They might be coming in. They are, so they're coming on a different lane.
Yep.
So I've thought they've overshot, which I think they still did kind of overshoot. It looks like he's got his goggles off. He's at a nope.
But
he's obviously gone down because his handguard was completely smashed down. So not the ideal start you want going down on your prologue lap. It's not going to be, generally it's not going to be too successful when that happens.
No, so at the moment, no changes inside the top 10. That was Riley Moritz on the 38 that just came around there a few moments ago. Yeah. Somebody else nearly up and over that berm. They're all struggling. They're coming in there far too hot.
Yeah, I think it just is catching them off guard, the speed that they're entering this last final corner in. Obviously a little bit tricky, maybe a bit off camber too, and it looks like they're just blowing through. And we didn't get to see Daniel or Callum come through that corner if they nailed it or what. But obviously these guys are losing a little bit of time right at the finish line, which is a bit frustrating.
Yeah, it sure is. So there's probably 300 or 400 odd riders to get through in this prologue. It's going to take some time, that is for sure. As we see,
it's a big event. There's a lot of riders. Everyone loves to get out there and compete. I just saw lining up on the line now. Looked like some Go the Rat gear. Get behind him. He's going to be a bit of old school, traditional motocross. Hopefully embedded into that jersey that's going to transfer onto the track for him.
Yeah, the old cheese block and the Go the Rat from back in the day. The black with the fluoro pink. I always see that. It always brings back memories from when I was a kid, Brett.
Yeah, as it does for me too. And he's got the early lead here, so that's cool. But it looks like Corey Hammond, I believe, is still sitting in 10th on the bubble. So yes, he is. He's still got it. So it's going to be very, very challenging for anyone to step up now and get inside the top 10. Starting out their prologue lap now, you got most likely a fast rider. You're going to have to pass quite a few riders out on the track, which slows you down a little bit, and you just can't quite log your best lap in when you have some traffic ahead of you and trying to dissect through the track with people that aren't going your speed. So if anyone bumps up into the top 10 now, wow, that's mad respect for them to be able to pull that together, and obviously they're going to be a contender if they can do that. Look at the crowd. Awesome to see. I really miss sitting up there watching the guys go through, because it's a cool spectacle up on that hillside, watching the big bikes come through, just hearing them valve bouncing. Yeah, it's something I didn't expect in an off-road event like this. The intensity that this brings, everyone wants to push so hard to try and make that top 10. But, really, the guys are just absolutely giving it everything they've got, and you're still dodging through trees. Look at the drone shot here. I love that drone shot when they follow them through. It's pretty cool. A little bit of a battle here on into the second corner, a bit of a block pass there. That's how important it is to get the jump start, get out early, get that clear track, hit these first few corners without taking Roost on board, and then you get into those fast sections and off you go. Oh, and he's stalled it. He's just stalled it there. Looked like might have been Cox, I believe, might have just stalled it, but he's got it back going again, and off he goes.
Yeah, so we're releasing them in pairs.
Oh, look at this shot here. This is awesome, coming through the finish line. Nice work there.
Our drone operator's doing a wonderful job here. That is for sure. Just recapping, Dan Milner at the moment, 441.3 as we get a little bit deeper into the field. I guess he'd be starting to feel a bit more comfortable. And Cal Norton, what an effort from him, only half a second in arrears of Milner. Corey McMahon away nicely in third. Reardon back there behind him. Reinders in fifth. Pritchira in sixth. Jack Simpson in 7. Sweet in 8. Dixon in 9. Hammond in 10. McGilvray back behind them in 11. Yet another rider going over that berm.
And look at the time he lost by doing that. I would just hate, you're going back to the pit. That's how you finish your prologue lap. It'd be so frustrating, I think.
Yeah, it'd be probably a good 3 or 4 seconds lost with that little excursion over the berm, you would think. So going down a little bit further, we can see Dennett in 13th, Pilgrim 14th, Bithell in 15th, Trigg is 16th, Mason 17th, Ben Novak is 18th, Hunter Simmons 19th.
Well done, Benny Novak. He's just bumped up into the top 20 there. That's pretty cool. That's it. Sorry.
Yeah, that's we might have another look at that. We're hearing that Hunter Simmons might have gone down in that final corner. It's still sitting around about the that 15th position. We can see the
here we go. He's tucked 15. The front. Oh, he's knifed the front.
Wow, he was pushing hard into that turn, Brett. When you look at him, look at the desperation.
Yeah, he just knows that could have been it. That really could have been it. So, once again, that final corner is really catching them off guard. They're coming in so fast. Look like what we're watching here on the 502, just tucking it in, pulling it up just in time to catch that berm. I think it's really important now that the track there should be getting a bit of a line formed up. This is heading down now. This is a rear view shot heading down to that finish line corner. You can see how they got that little zigzag, and then they got to punch it into there. So they've got a bit of a berm formed up now, something that they can lean into. So that corner over time is getting better.
Yeah, it certainly is forming up. We can see the 402 on track at the moment. Just pushing hard, trying to come up with as quick a time as possible. That's Andrew Wilksy on that 402. There's the 403. Not all that far behind either. So it's going to be interesting. We got even some of the young ladies coming out here.
Yep.
Their opportunity to be, of course, a part of this prologue, because it is going to set up our starting order for tomorrow.
And this is how they take off now, 2 at a time, head to head into that first turn. So this is really a key. You got to get that jump, try and get that clear track straight away. As they take off up the hill. And look at these corners now, really starting to form up good into this turn 2. They've got a berm now. When we saw Cal Norton, the first rider to take to the track, completely flat, wasn't it, John? So now that there's a berm formed up, the speed in these first few corners should actually be a little bit better. I don't expect to see anyone from here break it into the top 10. I could be completely wrong, but it's going to be hard to crack it. But those first few corners are actually improving over time now.
Yeah, they are. The 408 I noticed a few moments ago. Guy you've raced against a bit. Lightning Levi McManus. He'll be pushing hard on his lap at the moment. Local rider, and no doubt if anybody could cause a bit of an upset here and climb up from his starting order in the prologue, it could be Levi.
And he's on track right now, John?
Yes, he is.
So how cool would that be? Levi McManus, a local boy here out of Mildura. Get behind him. Anyone up on the fence or on the sidelines up there on the hillside, get behind Levi McManus. Local guy. Can he crack into the top 10? He definitely has the skill, the speed to do it. Does he have a clear enough track to get it done? That would be the question.
And Will Rupert coming up as well, the shop off-road Yamaha pilot as well. He could be one, of course, returning to Australia this year, so similar to what Daniel Milner faced last year.
Okay.
He'll be looking for a real quick one to try and get himself back into the mix.
Yep. Well, Corey Hammer, he better be sitting there nervous still. He's only got a couple of tenths over it. So can anyone crack into the top 10? We're going to have to wait and see, but we do have some heavy hitters coming up that will play a factor in tomorrow's race. Can they get into the top 10 here today will be the big question.
Yeah, that 4:03 is Will Rupert. It's been right up there, mixing it up in the Australian Enduro Off-Road Championship with Milner and all the KTM boys. They've been going at it. Very much a Yamaha versus KTM battle. Orange versus blue. So you can see the 4:31 on screen there. Jasper Baker pushing hard. We can see the next couple of combatants standing by, taking a deep breath, preparing themselves for some combat. And as you said, you want to get out. You don't want to be cop and roost.
Obviously, for these off-road riders, it's not normal to be doing like a gate start head-to-head. But I would be putting my whole shot device there. I would be locking that front end in to make sure I get that whole shot.
We got to go. Write it down.
He's gone down. So there you go. The start doesn't mean everything, but yeah, I would definitely be trying to like lock my front end down so I get the jump straight off the gate. Make sure you know, because when you watch them when they take off, they're wheeling a lot. There's a lot of grip there. Look how tacky that dirt is. So there's a lot of wheeling, a lot of clutch. So if I was out there, I'd be definitely locking in my front. But I'm pretty sure a lot of these guys don't have a whole shot bike because they're just not used to using them. So yeah, it's interesting if some of the maybe some of the front runners, maybe they do use it. I'm not sure.
Well, maybe we can just have a bit of a recap of the order here. So Milner from Norton and McMahon, that's your top three. From Reardon, Reinders, Pretsura, Simpson, Sweet, Dixon and Hammond. Is he safe inside the top 10? It's McGilvray 11th, Will Price is 12th, Will Dennett is 13th, Jaden Pilgrim sits 14th, Jack Bithell in 15th, Nathan Trigg in at 16, Liam Mason is 17th, Bo Taylor is 18th, Benny Novak 19th. What have we got there? Looks like someone may have just launched up the order. It was Will Rupert up into 11th. He's just missed out on the top 10. Just the Shop Yamaha pilot.
Wow, that's impressive. Up to 11th place.
1.5 seconds.
Will Rupert.
A drift of Hammond's time.
Yeah, so he was close. So it's doable. It is achievable. 1.5 seconds. He missed out on the top 10. Slides into 11th place. So that just proves it's possible. Anyone outside of the top 40, you can still crack into the top 10. He was only 1.5 seconds back. So anything can happen here. We got to wait and see what heavy hitters we have next coming through. Can anyone do it? Once again, we did have Levi McManus out on track. Has he come through yet? I don't think so. The local Mildura lad, can he get up in there?
Yeah, I was just scrolling down through the names at the moment, just not sure if he's quite completed his lap as yet, but just struggling to pick him up.
Ooh!
At the moment.
He found a hole in turn two into the hay bales there. That was not a pretty look, but once again, got the whole shot, got the early track lead here, and he's going to try and lay down as good a lap as he can.
Matty Healy be coming out on the 82 as well. We see somebody just moving up the order into 40th position. That was Tom Harvey. But yeah, Matty Healy back-to-back at the Fink Desert Races, Desert Race recently, Brett, and
yeah,
you know, it's all opening up. Has now been selected to represent Australia at Italy, subbing in for an injured Aussie rider, and that is just a superb opportunity for Maddie, who is clearly an exceptional talent.
Yeah, it looked like he stalled it there, but no, he's kept it going. But yeah, amazing. You know, the opportunity is starting to roll in, and when you put the effort and work in, eventually it's going to come around, and I feel like that's how it's been for Maddie, and it's just progressively getting stronger and faster every year, and now she's really found her niche, and things have started to click, and it's just cool to see her get these opportunities that is well deserved for sure.
All right, so has there been any real changes here? Just scrolling through the order, does the top 10 still remain the same? Yes, it does, although someone has sliced up into 11th position, Aaron Mason on the 4:04. So he's laid down a 4-minute 50.841 to slot in between Hammond and Rupert.
Wow. So it's getting tight, they're so close to cracking that top 10, but they have not done it yet. Corey Hammond still sitting there sweating on the chair. He's on the throne. He's on the bubble. He's hanging on. He's hanging on by the slimmest of margins now. What was that gap there, John, between 10 and 11?
0.2 of a second at the moment. 0.2.
0.2.
So for anyone coming up, they've got to be gunning. They've got to be quicker than 4 minutes 50.592 if they want to get into the top 10.
There it is, 4:52. So, wow, that's really close. I mean, you know, those are things Aaron Mason will be sitting there quite happy to be able to do what he just did, but he'll be thinking, oh man, that one corner where I overshot or just lost a bit of grip, that was the difference in him making that top 10. So critical every corner, every straight here. You got to nail it. And once again, these guys are going out there, not seeing the track, completely cold turkey and blind, and they just got to go hammer and tong. It's amazing that they're being as competitive as everyone is, and it's pretty cool to see the level of rider is really high caliber this year.
Yeah, it certainly is. So we've given you the top 10, so let's have a look beyond that. As we said, Mason, Rupert, 11-12, Wilkes in 13th, McGilvray 14th, from Price, Dennett, Sparrow, Pilgrim, O'Brien, Bithell, Trigg, Mason, Carpenter, Taylor, McManus in at 25th. Just edges out Ben Novak in 26th. Hunter Simmons, despite that fall, 27th. Luke Chellis, Max Phillips, Campbell Hall, Taylor Adams, Harrison Baker, Jake Henderson. To see Hendo up there in 33rd. Max Rickus, Jackson McGrath, Tyler Radford, Ryan Cousins, Riley Marich, Jacob Sinclair, Ty Keane. So Ty rounds out your top 40 at the moment, and just in behind him, Jamie Dunstan, Justin Harrow, Hayden McNeil, Tom Harvey, Jock Hulland, Josh Anderson, Josh Harris, with Sam Armstrong and Jasper Baker rounding out the top 50 at the moment.
And once again, the top 50 from 50th to Daniel Milner's lead time is 35 seconds, so quite a big gap when you think about how fast these guys are going. I mean, it's not a lot of time, you know, when you think about how long this track is and how fast these guys are going and pushing. You know, a long way to go, but still, be positive, keep chipping away at it, get that time down.
And the ladies there, Maddie Simpson with a 5:25.172, just outpointing Madison Healy with a 5:32.85.
No.
Yeah, she's it's pretty full on out there. You only get one opportunity, and you've got to pretty well come out. You haven't really seen the track. Yes, it might be starting to form up a little bit, but you got to just come out. You know, you don't want to stick it into a tree or risk hurting yourself, but you also don't want to start down mired deep in the pack.
You don't want to lay it all on the line here because it is just qualifying, but at the same time, you want to set yourself up good for tomorrow. The best way to do that, qualifying here today at the Prologue, getting up there as best you can. So yeah, the more riders you get ahead of today, the least you have to pass tomorrow. So it's for the riders that are actually really running or gunning at this thing to do well and try and win it, they have to be inside the top 10 right now and get that clear track position. It could be a little, look at 434 on the bike. Nice exit of that turn too. You can tell he's on the gas. This will be an interesting time to keep an eye on the way he's approached this straight away. Looks, oh, he's overshot turn 3 and lost a little time there. And I believe that might be Levi Rogers. So Levi Rogers on track. I picked it up. You could tell he had some skill and some speed. That'll be one to watch. That could be a dark horse, like we said today. Levi, really top 10 rider in Pro MX Nationals right now. What's he going to have for us here this weekend?
Yeah, that's it. It's I guess that should be answered within the next 4 or 5 minutes at least, as far as the prologue is concerned. He did just have that slight bobble in that turn a few moments ago, but he will keep pushing on.
If he comes up 2 seconds short, it's going to be from that corner right there that we saw. So he can go back and be like kicking himself over that, but that's how it is. I mean, it's going to be tough for him just to go out there cold turkey straight into it, never experiencing this track or this event before, and then trying to lay down. He knows he wants to get in that top 10.
It's interesting looking at a few young ladies here, all very close together in the order. Taja Morris slightly outpointing Danielle Churchett and Chloe Barton. So they're down 115th, 16th, and 117th respectively.
That's pretty impressive. Yeah, the ladies are giving it a go, and then it's cool to see. I remember Taja a couple of years ago did some training with me at one of my sand tracks, and she absolutely hated it. She hated the sand. It was almost like in tears. Actually, I think there was a couple of tears, but maybe not. And just hated the sand. And then to see her out here today excelling, and over the last couple of years, the progress that she's made as a rider, and the control and the commitment she's put into the sport is unmatched, to be honest. Her commitment's so strong. So I'm always really stoked to see her out here doing well. She's had a hell of a run of injuries and just refuses to give in. She just loves the sport, loves riding a bike, and it's been broken backs, it's been all sorts of things and concussions. She just comes back and stronger and better than ever. So good job to be all the ladies out there giving this a go. It's not an easy course to get around.
And what about Mr. Hattah himself, Ken Reid down there? Is I think it's his 25th year in a row racing, Brad. Not only does he prepare this monster of a track, but he's racing himself down in 99th position at the moment with a 5:47.4. That's pretty respectable from Ken.
It's making me feel a bit soft. I should be out there, shouldn't I, John? Like, man, what am I doing? But yeah, that's unreal. That's so cool. And talk about a home track advantage. He may have a little bit up his sleeve, but I think by the time he's out there right now, the track's so rough and gutted up that there is no such thing as home track advantage anymore. It's deal with it and get on with it the best you can. And Ken, good on you, Ken. If you can hear us, doing an unreal job, mate. And I think every rider so far has been loving this course this year.
Yeah, they certainly have. So let's just slide back up here. We'll just see if there's been any moves. I don't think anyone's going to dislodge Dan Milner at the moment.
I'm very curious to see when Rogers comes around. Did he get a clean lap in? How much traffic did he have to pass to come through to get that lap? Is it possible for him? I do believe he will have the speed. It's just a matter of, did he get a clear enough lap?
I'll try and scroll down. It's not really jumping out at me on the screen at the moment. We'll keep looking, because he should be due to finish off his lap any moment now, you would think.
It's incredible to see the track already transforming, how much dirt these 450s have shifted, or these 500s. Look at that turn now, much nicer, nice little berm to bank off of. So, when you think back, getting that early start in this qualifying session maybe wasn't the advantage. Maybe now the track is actually a little bit better, some of the lines are formed up nicer. So, there's still an opportunity for someone to jump up into that top 10 if they get a good enough lap through. The potential is still there to make it happen.
Yeah, it certainly is. So recapping, you've got Dan Milner at the moment for DM31 KTM Racing with a 4 minutes 41.302. Callum Norton with a 4:41.834. Your defending champ, Corey McMahon, rounds out the top three with a 4:41.8. Then we've got Angus Reardon in fourth position, John C. Reinders in fifth, Sammy Prechira in 6th place. Did somebody just drop into 20th position?
Levi Rogers.
Well done. Well, that helps him out tremendously.
Yep. Levi Rogers. That gives him a fairly respectful start for tomorrow. It gives him a lot less riders to pass than what he was in before this prologue. So that's going to be good for him tomorrow. You know, he knows he's got 4 hours of racing ahead of him tomorrow. He can kind of progress into it slowly. He's not up the front, so he's not going to feel the pressure. And hopefully tomorrow he can just kind of get a decent start and just get in with his race and maybe pick a few riders off as he goes.
All right, so as we said, Sweet in 8th position, Dixon 9th, Hammond in 10th, Mason is 11th, Rupert in 12th, Wilkes in 13th, McGilvray 14th, Price is 15th. We've got Will Dennett in 16th, Chad Sparrow. What an effort from Chad Sparrow, 17th at the moment, Brad.
That's phenomenal.
That is a magnificent effort from Chad. Jaden Pilgrim in 18th, Mackenzie O'Brien in 19th. As we said, Levi Rogers rounding out the top 20 at the present. Jack Bithell in 21st, Nathan Trigg 22nd. Then it's Liam Mason in 23rd, Jeremy Carpenter in 24th, Bo Taylor 25th. Then it's back to Levi McManus, Ray Cole, Ben Novak, Hunter Simmons, Luke Chellis, Max Phillips, Campbell Hall, Taylor Adams, Harrison Baker, Jake Henderson, Max Rickus, Jackson McGrath, Tyler Radford, Ryan Cousins, Riley Moritz, Jacob Sinclair, Ty Keane, Jamie Dunstan, Justin Harrow, Riley Stevens, Hayden McNeil, Tom Harvey, Jock Hullen, Josh Anderson and Josh Harris in at number 50. And then a little beyond that, Bailey Coolan, Sam Armstrong in 53rd, Tom Anderson, Jasper Baker, Kyle Tuparainen in 56, Jackson Caldwell 57th, Xavier Oakley, Logan Chislett, Travis Cooper, Ben Lynch, Max Midwinter, Tim Sherman, Dylan Casey, Trent Stone, Jack Anderson, Chris Condon, Cooper Kreslik, then it's Ethan Bastanek, Christopher Wind, Maddie Simpson. First of the females, I think, is 71st.
Well done, Maddie.
Jacob Craig, Braden Taylor, Thomas Foster, Kyan Hatton, I should say, Brock Parker, Jack Leanett, Trent Putty, Thomas Livesay, Gavin Forrester in 80th, followed by Ben Teed. That might have even just changed. Gavin Forrester, I think, Livesay 80th, so somebody else must have just slotted in. That could have been Lloyd Woolman into 78th. Matty Healy down in 84th, Jess Gardner 85th, Tom Condon 86th from Billy McCulloch, Joe Harvey, Michael Orr, Anthony Mowat, Taylor Hollis, Jalen Lesio, Jordan Powell, Ryan Dutton, Benjamin Dixon, Tyson Wickham, Ned O'Hara, Blake Halls, Adrian Schreiber, and Benjamin Zanker at the moment rounds out the top 100.
That's a lot of riders. That's a lot of bikes out there carving it up. But that's what, it's cool to see how deep this sport is. We love it out here. Penrite Hattah Desert Race. As we follow the rider 415 down into the finish line, hard on the gas, into the final corner, and he nails it. So that was a good finish for him. 215, that might be actually Bailey Rocco. One of the local lads out of Manham. I believe that might have been Bailey. So good job, Bales.
Yeah, just trying to find his number there, Medi, at the moment. What was he, 415?
415, I believe.
Can't quite see where he's dropped into the order just at the moment. But we'll keep scanning through, trying to find it. It's getting pretty busy, isn't it, on our screen here at the moment with so many competitors. It's just relentless.
And they still continue to go. I think they might be finished at the start line now, so we will just wait till all the competitors come back in and then we'll have final results. There is a lot of bikes on track. It's pretty amazing to see how many bikes are here. Credit to the organisation, all the officials, making this event happen. It's a lot of work that goes into this thing, so it's cool to see it unfold and be so successful year in and continue to get better, doesn't it, John? It just gets better and better. The presentation are here. Obviously, Penrite, major sponsor here. It's awesome to have their support for this event and for the Pro MX National Series. They just continue to give back and That's why I always promote. I mean, their oils are amazing. I got no problem. Like, all their oils are A+. So use them, but just support the people that are supporting our sport. Definitely love to give back to Penrite as much as I can.
Yeah, absolutely. I really want to say a huge thanks to all of the volunteers as well. There's so many sweep riders, there's so many buggy drivers, and there's spotters in the buggies as well. There's
Oh, look at that nice little inside line to finish off.
Yeah.
That was tidy. I believe the Yamaha might have stalled it, locked it up, and stalled the bike going into the final corner. Smart riding, good heads-up riding by the guy behind him there, just to tuck inside, take their position back. And imagine if they actually started off side by side and then that was the finish. They're going to be bummed.
I certainly would. Well, we see more riders here just blasting through. There's the 33.
That might be Jackie Mack. Might be Jack McLean. I'm not quite sure. The body position definitely looks like it. I can tell by the rider technique there. So Jack McLean out here, I believe, having a go at our Penrite Desert race. And it'd be cool to see him up in the mix there tomorrow.
So it doesn't look as though we've got that many more riders to come through. As you said, the start line has been cleared out, so all remaining riders should be on track at the moment as we speak. The likes of Cody Attridge, Jake Cobbin, Bailey Williams, Dean Cooper, Toby Fritsch, Otto Sperling, Nathan Chirac, and Jordan Simpson on the 433. There's Riley Pittman's name popping up at 86 position.
Good job for Riley.
Make that 87th. He's just slipped down one.
It's going to continue to change until bikes kind of come off the track. Otto Sperling, young rider out of SA, progressing through the ranks, same as Riley Pittman. A hot contender really for the Junior 250 a couple of years ago. Riley, a couple of injuries, set him back a little bit. Another rider involved with the Banks development team. Awesome to see him out here taking a go at this off-road race here.
ride for the Prologue. We think it's the under-19s now. We've cycled through to that.
Following him through. Look at the drone work going into the turn. Look how much different this turn has formed up. A little bit of acceleration blowout there. We look at the riders go through. 8:29 and 8:30. Oh, he's missed the start. 8:29 on the Honda. He's missed the start. He's missed the jump. So that's cost him a quick 2 seconds, I reckon, maybe right there. Hopefully they get going. Off he goes. DBS suspension on board. Hopefully, and the lead rider there overshot the corner a little bit. So rider in the second there will catch up a little bit of time there. So important to make sure you hit your marks and just keep the bike on track on that main line and just keep your rolling speed up.
Yeah, Bjorn Cardenas and Jackson Verstegen should be the first two out there. Sam Bell, Zach Sawyer may already be out on track, so I think it's every 15 seconds. We pretty well send the next pairing out.
Yep, they go in waves of two. It is a battle through the first turn, the chicane. It's a battle to see who takes the one spot, get out in the clean track. But maybe it might be a little advantage, John, too. If you don't get that initial hole shot and take the lead, you can kind of see what that guy, if he overshoots the corner, maybe slow down quickly and cut in tight. So it's, we see here, look at the quick hole shot from the outside, execute these first chicane and then up the hill into this first two right left-handers. If the guy in front of you kind of messes up, you can learn off him real quick and change the line. So it's not always a case of hole shot and go. You can, hold the wheel and look at a bit of a mistake there exiting that turn. So you can definitely learn off of your competitor in front of you if you're not getting a clear track and still run a good time.
So saying maybe use him as a bit of a wood duck. Is that the analogy that you're getting at there, mate?
In better terms, that's exactly what I was getting at.
Look, we're getting a real good view here. We see the rider in second, just missing that berm a fraction. So that can be the other thing while Rooster's being thrown up as well.
Sure.
You can miss your marks a little bit. In fact, we see it happen right on cue there.
Yep. Good call, John. I mean, that is the downside of being second. You get the roost flying up. You kind of lose sight for that millisecond and you miss your line and then bang, that's it. You lost a second because you have to push over the berm and you lose grip and you lose momentum. So there's so many little things to this game, motocross, that's just how it is. There's so many things and variables in this sport. That's why people love it, because it's just so freaking hard to master. And I mean, hell, I did it for 35 years and still never master. You just never stop. You just continuously keep going and always learning out there on the track. Every time I get on my bike, I'm still learning something new or polishing up on something you learned a long time ago. And, I forgot I need to do that. I need to do that better. And your corner speed and the evolution of the bikes and suspension, it's allowed new things to happen, new approach to riding. Bumps that you had to avoid, 20 years ago, a big square edge bumps, you had to avoid it, otherwise you're going to be on your head. And now you can kind of manual through and the chassis handles it and you can drive through, and just so many differences nowadays in the sport. So it's really evolved.
Well, it certainly has. We can see Tate Nettle, I think, on the 861 just blasting off. Archie Hyde also out there on the 853. Look, this is a drag race from our drone shot. Into the right-hander they go. See who's going to get ascendancy here as they slide back between the trees. Looks like it might be the 861 of Tate. But just got the slight upper hand there. Archie on that 853 in hot pursuit. And just awesome to see so many of you lining the fence line here, cheering all these guys on. Remember, we're going to be getting into our top 10. We've still got a bit more to get through as far as our Prologue is concerned. So what have we got coming up next? We should have our 250cc two-stroke. Then we'll have the 250cc and over two-stroke, then the up to 250cc four-stroke, the vets, the masters, and then to be followed by the top 10 shootout to close out proceedings this afternoon. Gee, how cool is that be? Can anybody stop Daniel Milner?
Well, one thing for sure, the rougher, look at the wheel stand up the hill on TV as we see it, but when this track gets rough, I think Milner is going to excel even more. I think he's just built for rough conditions. He knows he can read the ground well. been doing the off-road scene for so long. He knows if the corner's rough here on the inside, he's going to kick it out a little bit. And he just knows what to do. Callum Norton, a little bit, so much bike skill and finesse, but he's a little bit more of, I'm just going to grind my way through this thing. He's a big boy. He's just going to gut it out. He's a bulldog, and he loves the power of the bike. But Milner, a little bit more, thought process, a little bit more racecraft, and I think that the rougher this track gets, that's where he's going to shine. So he's already gone out there and proven, hey, young boys, I'm here to play. I ain't messing around. I took top spot, and I think he's going to want to show it again. And he's going to want to start up front tomorrow.
He's 10 times Australian off-road champion, Matty. It's one of the most highly credentialed off-roaders I think that we've probably ever seen here at the Hattah Desert Race. And he was a little disappointed. I think it was interesting listening to him and chatting with him last night as well, that he's just so happy. He's taking great delight, and you and I guess have both been there, you with your own team now, me with my own BMX team for about 9 years. You tend to treat all of your riders almost like one of your children.
Yeah.
You get so excited, so amped by a good performance. You kind of ride every little bump, every turn with them. And I think with the sensational results at Tintinara and more particularly Casterton recently, in the Australian Enduro Championship, I think he's just feeling really proud that all the work that he's been putting into Corey and Jonty is absolutely paying dividends.
Yeah, and you can feel that too, like when those things happen, and I experienced that maybe for the first time this year when, your rider performs maybe higher than your expectation of him. It's just a feeling like no other, and you're just really proud to be involved and to know you take part in helping them. And, but I think for Milner now, he's got the accolades, he's got the stripes on his shirt, he's got the medals around his neck, right? So there's not a lot for him to prove anymore. He doesn't have to. He's just doing it for himself. But now when you add in his own team and his team managing and helping out these other guys, it really brings a new kind of life. It just bleeds a new life into it. And it'll extend his career, and it'll also relax him, so he'll actually start riding to his capability a lot easier, I think. And I noticed that the last few years for myself is like when you don't just focus on yourself anymore, you got a whole arsenal and a group of kids and people to help. You start just relaxing a little bit more, and then all of a sudden you're like, oh man, I feel really good on my bike, I'm riding better, and just life is good. So I think that's the kind of position he's in now, where he just loves what he's doing. He loves racing, he loves riding his bike, and he also loves helping out the others. And then when they perform well and succeed, it's just like it's a flower that just keeps blooming, and it's just it's a beautiful thing.
Yeah, it certainly is. It's what it's all about, isn't it? Trying to really just help bring on the next generation of Australian champions and next crop of riders to potentially head overseas.
Yeah,
or
follow in his footsteps. It's exactly, go overseas as well like he did. So I'm just looking now and just seeing results. Jack McLean, 39th. It's a young rider that I've known from South Australia for quite a few years, and it's really cool to see him out here. 39, top 40. Well done, Jackie Mack. That's an awesome start to the weekend for him.
Another motocrosser as well, still to come, Balin Townsend, a long way down the Prologue qualifying order here.
Riding really well.
890.
Riding very, very well in MX3. I believe he's had a couple of top 10s or many top 10s and pushing for a top 5. Balin really works with the beaten crew down there at Wonthaggi, and he's a rider definitely on the come up, and a lot of talent, and working hard to get to where he is now.
Liam Dinage as well. I reckon he might be defending two-stroke champ, Leap and Liam Dinage. So keep an eye out for him. He's definitely taken out the two-stroke class in recent years, so he will be one to watch as well.
Yeah, we got to have love for our two-stroke boys out there. That's our era that we grew up in, so we love our two-strokes, but it's cool to see them. I mean, thankfully, we still got KTM and the KTM group, and Yamaha still producing good two-strokes, and a lot of talk, a lot of chatter about what Kawasaki are going to bring out. There is rumours. Obviously, they leaked out a video of a two-stroke at the start of the year. We all are sitting, waiting patiently to see what is it going to be. Is it an 85? Is it a 65? Is it a 250? Is it going to be the 125 that everyone keeps saying? It's got to be a 125. So pretty exciting news on the green side, and we've been waiting for a long time. Surely the news is going to drop here very soon.
Yeah, let's hope so. I mean, I've seen a few things on social media. We mentioned this last night about the KX 500 two-stroke, and that looks a pretty mean beast, that's for sure.
Yeah, you know, that bike, I don't if it's a 500, it's a mission. That they are animals. I don't want much to do with a KX 500, but to experience riding one is something else. You know, I've had the privilege of riding a 500 before, and wow, they are just an absolute animal. We mentioned Jeff Leask, our childhood hero, obviously. Leask back in the day, Eric Cabours, rest in peace, the great, the kid Eric Cabours, Dave Thorpe, Kurt Nickel, obviously that era in the 500 MXGPs back then. That, I mean, you know, everyone talks about when men were men, but man, those dudes were men.
Oh yeah, they were. I mean, if Belly was here in the comm box, he'll be joining me tomorrow, sitting in your seat, but he'll be able to tell us all about the 500s and some of his legendary battles, and sometimes on the same weekend running the 125, the 250 and the 500. Yeah, they were absolute diehards, weren't they, back in the day, but battling, you know, with Craig Dack and Jeff Leask and many more.
Belly would have some unreal stories. I mean, I've heard a lot of them from the 500 days. Obviously, his mate Mark Luksic used to go across to Europe a lot, had a lot to do with it. Gary Benn back in the day as Jeff Rose mechanic, and shout out to Roscoe Holden, also a big part of that era too. He's one of my friends, and the stories they have of the bikes and what they used to do to make them, factory machines, it's pretty cool to hear. But here we are today, Modern. We're on 4 strokes. They're fuel injected. We don't have any more bogs and going over the bar sides. I appreciate our modern day bike, especially in Supercross. It's a blessing, because when you're 2 strokes jetted good, it's all good. When it's not, it's not. And you know, we don't have to deal with those dramas, thankfully, anymore.
Yeah, it's making it a bit safer for all concerned here.
Definitely.
So I reckon where are we at now? We must be around about the still the 250 brigade. That might have been Liam Dinage that we saw pop out with the X through the number 1. That one might have been indicating he was the champion in class from last year, I think. But we've got the number 247 out there at the moment, going through his paces. We might have to get a little bit of a refresher here. We try and scroll down, but as the times come in, it just keeps automatically scrolling back to the top on us here, Brett.
Yep. Look at the Rat Racing gear. Another shout out for the Rat boys. Look, the gear looks awesome. That's called the Apocalypse gear. So that came out last year. It's a black version of it, and one of my favourites too. I really like that kit, especially in Supercross. It really popped nice, and it still looks good out here today. It's cool.
Yeah, it does look pretty sharp. So maybe we can just have a bit of a look here, see if there's been any changes up the top. You doubt it very much.
Look at this inside line here, docking to the outside. And he's pushed him off.
Almost into the hay bales.
That's Balin Thompson. That was Balin Thompson. So
he almost hay baled Balin.
Yeah.
Unreal.
The Balin Townsend, sorry. Oh man, that was a close call. Balin bringing his motocross skills and intensity into the arena here today, and gotta love that. But yeah, young Townsy, I saw the old boy around here today filling up someone's bike in the Junior 250. So, you know, guy runs Wonthaggi Pro MX, runs the club down there, helps them out. Major supporter of that club and that Pro MX National every year. So cool to see they're out here having a go and enjoying the sport.
So no changes here with Milner on top, Norton sitting in second, McMahon in third, Reardon fourth from Reinders, Pret, Shura, Simpson, Sweet, Dixon, Hammond, Mason, Rupert, Wilkes, McGilvray, Price, Dennett, Sparrow, Pilgrim, O'Brien, Rogers, Bithell, Trigg, Mason, Carpenter, Verstegen, Taylor, McManus, Cole, Novak, Semmons, Chellis, Phillips, Hall, Adams, Baker, Henderson, Rickus, McGrath, McLean, Stevens, Radford, Cossins, Moritz, Fox, Sinclair, Keane. Liam Dinage into 47th. Improves, well, doesn't improve, but gives himself a really good starting spot there, Brett.
That's impressive.
On the two-stroke, so...
wow. On a two-stroke at this time, the track is not getting better now. It's definitely going to get rougher and rougher, and that's an amazing effort to bust up into the top 50. That just shows he's got the skills to pay the bills, John.
Yeah, most definitely. In behind him, Dunstan, followed by Harrow, Stevens, McNeil, McInnes, Harvey, Holland, Cardenas, Anderson, Harris, Colwell, Simpson, Coolan. We got Monaghan, Armstrong, Anderson, Baker, Tuparainen, Coldwell, Oakley, McDonald, Chislett, Bell, Cooper, Lynch, and Midwinter. So that is your top 74, followed by Sherman, Locke, Casey, Terry, Harry McDonald in 79th position, Stone, Rangles, Anderson, Condon, Kreslik, Crothers, Campbell, Cad, Callum Penny. We got Porto, Bashanik in 89th, Wind. Then we've got Jackson Rossi in 92nd, stepping up into the seniors, followed by Matty Simpson, Jacob Craig, Braden Taylor. Then we've got Foster, Kennedy, Hatton, Parker, Leanett. Balin Townsend comes in at 101st.
Not bad. Well done.
Yep, good effort. Followed by Woolman, Putty, Livesay, Teed, Sawyer, Barber, Cox, Pittman, Ryan, Carey, Maddie Healy, Jessica Gardner, Tom Condon. Then we've got McCulloch, Harvey, Senior, Orr, Lees, Radford, Mowat, Hollis, Roosh, Lessio, Powell, Ingham, Bennett, Dutton, Tilbrook, Dixon, Wickham, Coon, Lumen, O'Hara, Bunda, Halls, Mansell, Schreiber, Beatty Rocco, as you mentioned, in at 139th. From Zanker, McGannon, Tongue, Olsen, Clancy, Winter, Geddes, Boucher, Clemson, Fox, and McDonald rounding out the top 150.
I am not used to that.
It's nuts.
I am so not used to having so many bikes on the track. And look at them pouring in. So look at the start line down here. We've got hundreds more to go, John. There is so many riders here. This is amazing to see, and it's good. The sport is blossoming. We got numbers here coming out for the Penrite Hattah Desert Race 2025. The action is so far from over. This is only day one. And we still got the top 10 shootout, which is going to be off the chain here very shortly. We've got to get through all of these qualifying sessions and groups here first. Everyone's got to get their prologue lap in to see where they stack up for tomorrow. But the top 10, I had my pick, John, was Callum Norton. He's slid into number 2 so far, but your guy Milner, it's going to be intense. This is going to be on.
Yeah, it is. So we'll just scroll down the order here, just see how many have taken time of our seniors thus far. I'm already down to about 300. See how many have taken time. We'll keep scrolling down. It just keeps jumping back up on me the minute someone lays a time, but I reckon we've easily got 300 through the prologue thus far.
Yeah.
Yep, 312 have taken time to this moment.
Wow. And we got, I would say, another 100 more to go. Once again, I think this event sells out maybe like 800 entries, so it's no joke. It's when people say it's about 800, I mean, it's 800. It's no messing around out here.
Yeah, there's certainly no mayo in the number of entries, and they still managed to just slip in a few wild cards here and there as well, to the, of course, at the discretion of the promoters. The Northwest Victorian Motorcycle Club doing a wonderful job, and the entire promotional team.
Fantastic job.
Yeah, for this Hattah Desert Race. You've got to tip your hat to them, as you said earlier. Without a massive team of like-minded, passionate individuals, events such as this simply cannot get off the ground.
You can't manage it either with that volume of numbers and riders and bikes, and you think that many bikes, and then every bike has about 2 or 3 in their team as crew, members or team mechanics or mums and dads or boyfriend, girlfriend, whatever it is. Like, there's so many people here today, and that's what makes this event special. And getting a crowd up on the hillside there is just shows how much support this event has.
Yeah, certainly does. I reckon I spotted the 385 of Chester Wilder. He's out there at the moment. Asher Higgins on the 388. We see the drone following them here. There's just a few shadows starting to slip into the turns now as well. What a beautiful day. We're actually starting to get warm in here.
It is, John. I mean, John, we've been warm in here all day with this heater going.
No, it's off now. I turned it off.
Yeah, but everyone outside this morning was cold and we're in here sweating.
Yep.
It's been quite nice here in the booth joining you today. But, what an unbelievable weather weekend. This could go either way. Windy, cold, raining here in Mildura. Nope, sunshine and not a breath of wind outside. And the track is absolutely superb. I mean, it gets no better. So this is the time for these riders to make their mark and prove who is going to be the best here. 2025 Penrite Hattah Desert Race. One thing's for sure, it's not going to be me. I'm enjoying calling the action from the booth with you, John. So it's everyone keeps telling me, man, are you going to do this next year? And I say, I would love to do the Prologue today. I could manage this, but I tell you, my knees and back and stuff for 4 hours tomorrow, it's already grimacing in pain if I even tried to do it. So I'm quite happy, doing my role as a few events here and there, maybe manage up. I really enjoyed that, but for the most part, that'll be it for me.
Are you all good from the racing? Is there any hardware in the body that, that's starting to just annoy you or aggravate you that you're looking at maybe getting removed?
No, it's pretty good, to be honest. Yes, that's a lie. There's a lot of things. I've got 2 collarbones plated and fingers plated and wrist plated and desiccated shoulders, and that's not even half of it. But to be honest, I can still run. I can still play basketball with my kids. I can kick a football. I can ride a motorbike. I can do all of those things. So I can ride a BMX, John, right?
And pretty well.
And not too bad. I would say it was okay. So I can do all those things. So I'm pretty happy with to race at a professional level for 24 years and ride a motorbike for 35 and still be able to do things like that. I mean, I'll vouch for the sport. It's not, it's you put in, you take care of yourself, and it'll take care of you sometimes too. So. Riding motorbikes is not that, yes, it's a risk and danger, but it's not that bad. Everyone thinks it's so, dangerous, but it's, I've rolled more ankles and knees playing basketball, so this sport out here is not that bad.
I reckon we're into our veterans now, thanks to Monaghan Logistics. We can see a couple of shredders sitting down there standing by, the 619 of Ryan Plum, and I think it might have been Tom Rendell on the 627. So their pursuit of Prologue glory is on in earnest. They want to try and move up through the pecking order the best they possibly can. We'll see there the 627 of Tom right on cue, the 450 EXCF, and the 6. Was that the 618 that was on screen? Now we very quickly roll over to the 632, I think it is, of Peter Rossi.
Pete Rossi, here we go.
JB convinced him to race again.
He told me this morning, I was talking about his kids, he's like, oh, I'm riding. And I was like, oh, really? I didn't even know you rode. So that's cool. Here is Pete Rossi out here. Levi obviously was doing really, really well, and unfortunately his bike broke on the last lap. He was running first in the 125 two-stroke class in the juniors. Jackson out here in the junior 250s as well, the MX2 class. So awesome to see Pete out there having a go. And I've just been informed it is the vet class on track right now, but I also picked up it must be the vet class because it there's a couple of riders with camelbacks on a prologue lap. so okay guys, it's a long lap. We know it's a long lap. You're going to carry that extra weight, but obviously the thirst, they need a bit of a thirst quencher. There we go, 668 got the camelback on out for his prologue lap. He's going to need a drink halfway through this lap. It's a long way around there. I mean, you got to stay hydrated, man. Stay hydrated. It's the only way to do it. So here we go, charge up the hill off the back of the bike. Love this aerial shot, nice and high. Oh, a little bit sweeping the wide line, letting the rear wheel kick up some dust. Fans will be loving it. Get in on it here at the Hattah race here. This is awesome. Look at how good this corner is formed up right now. Nice sand berm up top. And look at 344 popping the wheelie off the start. That's what I was talking about. Oh, he's gone down. He's tucked the front. Nice little replay action from the crew here. Yeah, it's funny. Everyone loves a crash, don't they? Everyone loves a little crash. So sorry about that to 334 for putting that up. But the crew here next door thought that was awesome. So we should definitely run that again. But oh, nice exit of the corner for 696. So we're slowly working our way through. We got, I believe this is the final group of qualifying as they start rolling through. And again, this has been such an awesome way to get to the day one underway here at the 2025 Penrite Hattah Desert Race. It's been absolutely awesome. Yes, there's been a couple of bike mechanicals, but so far everything's been running really, really smoothly. So it's been a great day and plenty of action, and we still have the highlight of the day coming up here, the top 10 shootout coming up after this group of qualifying here. We've got one rider pushing his bike back. That must have been really close to the finish line, I believe. But can't quite tell what the problem might be there. But hey, he's got a side kickstand. He could just take a break, put the kickstand down, take a break there, and he's off again when he gets tired. Got a replay action here, last corner, and that was a perfect. That was a perfect corner there. We're just showing you how good the final corner has gotten from the early start of this prologue section, when that was a flat corner. It was a brand new corner, untouched for this group of riders earlier on, and everybody was overshooting the corner, coming in super fast, braking, but they were not making the corner, overshooting it. Now there's a nice big berm banked up, and thanks to the crew for showing us how much better that's gotten. So the top 10 shootout coming up, they should be able to nail that final corner, and I think maybe even improve on their prologue times here. So 710 off to a good start here, taking the lead. Off he goes. There's the 720 and the 729, close in numbers here. This is the vet class, out on track at the moment, logging in their prologue lap times, getting ready for tomorrow's battle across the road, which is crazy. I've never seen an event like this before. And I mean, I'll be honest, I haven't done a lot of off-road events, so excuse my ignorance, but when everybody sets up over here on the Saturday for the prologue event and the juniors, this entire staff and crew have to pack everything up tonight, take it across the road, set it all up again, and we go off tomorrow again on Sunday for the actual race of the Hattah Desert Race for the pros. It's amazing the effort that goes into this event. It's incredible the amount of hours setting this thing up, the organisational skills and crew, phenomenal effort just to make this event happen.
John Contract, can you come down to the timing band, please? John Contract.
Sorry, John, you got to go to the timing band, mate? He's onto it. I heard it. Yeah, so once again, we are on track. Looks like they've pushed, like I said this morning in the juniors, those crosshairs where they put the tape on to kind of block riders from going wide. Well, yeah, they went straight through that tape. They went straight through the X, disregarded the officials putting the tape up. But here we go. We've got a little bit of a replay action here. This could... what's it going to be? Into the hay bales it goes, over the bars. We love seeing it. He's fine. He's happy. He's all good. No injury.
Oh,
but
wow.
That is the consequence you pay, John, when you try and push a little bit too hard, trying to get that lap time better than what it should be, and bang, into the bales he goes. Nice little up over the bars. Thank you for coming. And push your bike across the line, boy. Let's roll.
Yeah, it was a bit unfortunate, wasn't it? But hopefully you pull up A-OK after that. So very shortly, of course, it's going to go in reverse order. I was just chatting to John Contract a little more about the top 10, Matty, and it's going to be on, isn't it? Corey Hammond will be, at this point in time, will be First out on track will be followed by Jai Dixon, Jacob Sweet, Jack Simpson, Sammy Pretshura, Jonty Reinders, Angus Reardon, Corey McMahon, Callum Norton and Daniel Milner. And remember the times to get them into the top 10. That's all it really does.
Yep.
Then you start afresh, just like in V8 Supercars.
Yep.
Top 10 shootout, that will determine who will be first away in tomorrow's big 8-lapper.
That's it. It's just it's a ticket to get into that top 10. You know, and all the top riders, they want to be in that top 10. Just more for that mental edge of like, hey, I'm in this thing. I'm here this year. The bike's good. We're fast. I'm feeling good. I can run this pace for 10 hours, guys. You know, you better watch out this year. This is just a mental stamp, you know, to say, hey, I'm here to play for the win this year, guys. And but you got to be in that top 10 to really like lock it in. And like you said, you know, Daniel Milner on top. Currently on top right now. We go into the top 10 shootout. He might end up 10th. He might end up first. You just don't know. I've been in these positions before where I've been fastest qualifier. In the qualifying session, you go through to the top 10, and then I come out like 6th or 7th, and you're like, man, what happened? Like, I was on top, and now I'm like 6th or 7th. That really sucks. You know, so it really is just a ticket to get into that top 10, and as long as you're in the top 10, you got a chance to go for pole. So it's an interesting thing, but I think, I really think, you know, Callum Norton to me doesn't have anything really major to prove as far as getting pole or being inside the top 5. I think Daniel Milner is out for blood. I think he wants to lay it down. I think he wants to make a statement here to these young guys, like, hey, guys, my bike's the best. I'm feeling good. I'm in a good place in life, and I'm here to kick your ass this year. I really think that's his mindset, John. I just think that's what he's going for, and he just looks happy too, you know, and then that translates to the bike and results.
Yeah, it certainly does. But when you look at it, Brett, you know, there's not a whole lot separating, you know, the likes of Callum Norton through to even Sammy Pretshura down there in 6th place. You know, Jack Simpson might have been 6 seconds adrift, but we all know he is an absolute talent and could easily sort of find that 6 seconds or so now that the track's formed up. And that's the other thing now, you know, that we've been out there with the flat bar prior to the prologue.
Here we go.
Oh, what's happening
No,
here?
he's just tucked the front and he's pushed his competitor off the side.
Oh, good save. What a save.
That was impressive bit of riding.
Oh.
Yeah. Anyway, you got to be heads up, right? You got to be heads up. A rider crashes in front of you. You got to be, that's what I teach all my kids, or anyone I'm coaching, you know, cover your controls. When you come into the corners, I've seen so many young kids, you don't have to be using your front brake, but just have a finger there ready, at the ready. So if something like that happens, bang, you're straight onto your brakes and pull your bike up straight away. And clearly the rider...
Rightio, guys, quick announcement into the pit area for competitors for the